Hello everyone and welcome back to Pretty Budgets, and today I have a different type of video for you. I have a cash envelope stuffing for beginners and really easy step-by-step guide. This is really highly requested in a lot of my video comments, so I thought why not put a really easy step-by-step guide together that I followed when first starting cash stuffing. So before we get started, I want to say a couple of things. Firstly, I'm not suggesting cash stuffing is for everyone. However, I do recommend giving it a go if you want to find a way to save up easily and in a quite fun way. You don't have to do it the way I do it. Find a way which works for you. Now, I cannot stress this enough. I do cash stuffing maybe a bit differently to how other people do it, but I've made it my own. Now, I think it's important with cash stuffing that you don't copy everyone else. You do what works for you. So that's what I'm suggesting here. I am from the UK, so I'll be talking about pounds. Now, of course, you can translate this into whatever currency you want, but I will just be talking about pounds in this video. And I'm not a financial advisor. I just have to say that. I feel like I have to say it anyway. I know you guys know I'm not a financial advisor, but I've got to say it. So what is cash stuffing? Cash stuffing is a way of organising your money in cash into different envelopes for different things to keep track of what you're spending in each. So for example, you could have an envelope that's for car maintenance and you put £20 in each month. You can have a holiday fund that you put £50 in each month, and a weekly shop that you put £30 in each month. Now this is totally your way of doing it, whatever works for you. And the best part about cash stuffing is you can physically see what you've got left. So you can see if you're running low on something, you don't have to look online banking, but also it stops you from overspending. You don't have that kind of tap it on your phone or on your card and it's really easy to spend money. You don't have that with cash stuffing. So why did I start cash stuffing? Now I want to be really open and honest with you in this video because maybe you can relate to me or maybe you can't at all, but hopefully this video will be really helpful. I was overspending and I'd be overspending without thinking, but at the same time I would underspend and not treat myself to anything. So for example, I would overspend on things like takeaways. I would literally be the worst thing for going out to a restaurant and just, putting my card details in. I love to go out and eat places, but also I would then really hold back my money and not spend it on anything else, which was really weird. I'd kind of fluctuate between this treat myself and oh my goodness no, you need to save loads of money kind of mindset, which really isn't healthy because that then meant that I would almost splurge on things, and that wasn't healthy at all. So cash stuffing for me is a way of meaning that I spend money across the board on things I enjoy, but also the things that need to be spent money on. So how do I start? All you will need is paper, envelopes, money, and a pen. And in fact, you don't even need a notebook. You literally just need a sheet of paper. And in fact, right now, you don't even need money. You just need a plan. You just need an idea and to know what you're going to do. You don't even need the envelopes right now. But also, you can have different types of envelopes. Once you get the hang of this, you can create really beautiful envelopes or buy some on Etsy, or you can just use really simple envelopes or even jars. First things first, write how much money you get paid at the beginning or end of every month, and then we're going to work out your fixed outgoings. So what are fixed outgoings? This is a person's regular expenditure, which is the same amount each month. So for me, these are rent, car insurance, gym memberships, debt payments, etc. I'm looking for the same amount, maybe at the same time as well. And what I do personally is I keep my fixed outgoings in my bank account. The reason I do this is because they get taken directly from my bank. So if I had it in cash, it would feel like it will kind of go against the easiness of having cash. But you do not have to do this. Remember, do what works for you. But for now, just work out how much they are and what they are and how much you get paid every single month. And this will really help you to know what you're left with at the end of the month and what you're working with. Next, you will want to work out your flexible outgoings. Flexible outgoings are a person's outgoings which are regular, however they change amount each month. So for example, food shopping, gifts, petrol, etc. Now these will not stay the same every single month, but for now I want you to work out an average. And you need to be honest with yourself. Are you spending loads on food shopping? Are you spending loads on gifts? I want you to write down how much you spend on average each month for these things. The reason you're looking at an average is because this is what you can start off with. This can be your base. But when you do this for the first couple of months, I want you to know that it won't always work the first couple of months. You need to work it out, because now you're going to try and save a little bit of money too. So maybe you're overspending on food shopping. Well, for now, give yourself that amount. Maybe next month we can work it down a little bit. But write down your flexible outgoings and on average how much they are alongside your fixed outgoings, because it still comes out of all the same money, so you still need to work it out. My flexible outgoings I take out in cash, and I do that because it's easier for me to track. Now I want you to look at how much you've been spending all those things and be honest with yourself. Can you actually afford this? Is it sustainable? Are you spending loads on food shopping? Are you spending loads on gifts? I want you to just look at it and think, what are your red flags? Where could you be going wrong? You might not be going wrong anywhere, and that's okay. You don't have to be going wrong anywhere, but you might just want an easier way to organise your money, which is also a positive for cash stuffing. Now, I want you to be looking at those things, and are you happy that you are spending that amount on those things? I think I've kind of written number 4 a bit weirdly, but are you happy that you're right, that you're doing it all this way? Is there anything that you think, yeah, that needs to change? How much do you want to be spending on those things each month? Do you want to cut petrol down? Do you need to have more money for petrol? So I kind of want you to do a little star maybe next to your ones that are particularly bad or particularly good and you're really happy with yourself, because you kind of want to keep an eye on those when you move forward and start to plan out your next steps. Now look at how much you've got left. Do you have enough for sinking funds? What are sinking funds? Sinking funds are unexpected costs which you can save for because you know they'll be needed eventually. So it kind of makes them expected at the same time as being unexpected. An example of this is car maintenance. For example, your car needs to go for an MOT, you think it's going to pass and then it fails and it costs £300. Well, if you don't have a car maintenance sinking fund, then what are you going to do? Where are you going to get the money from if you're left with no money? So it's good to plan these things out. Another example of this is Christmas or specific birthdays. And what a sinking fund is you putting a small amount away every month, waiting for it to basically be used. Now, depending on your situation, you might want to think about personal funds or family funds, whatever you want to call them. I have these, so I make sure I don't overspend. Now, I really want to kind of sell this to you because I really think it's important. I have beauty, clothes, and personal training. The reason I do this is so I know that I have money for those things. One of my things that I used to do before cash stuffing was randomly go to Boots or Superdrug and just spend loads of money on makeup and then be like, oh, why did I do that? So I have personal fund envelopes such as beauty that I put money in every month, so I know I have money specifically for that, so it's budgeted for, so I don't have to stress, so I can go in there and spend the money and it's okay. And if I don't spend it one month, it rolls over to the next month. It's no stress. It's a way that allows me to be flexible and allows me to not overspend. So now in front of you, you should have your monthly income at the top, followed by a series of fixed outgoings, flexible outgoings, and potentially sinking funds and personal funds, with amounts next to how much you, on average, are spending on those things. So I want you to imagine that each of those are an individual envelope. So I said that my fixed outgoings come straight off my bank, so I kind of cancel this out, but I know lots of people still put them in envelopes. So for me, I ignore the fixed outgoings. But I had my flexible outgoings such as, I'm trying to think now, I can't remember what I said they were. My flexible outgoings such as gifts, petrol. For me, they are all flexible outgoings, so I made an envelope. Next to that, I put how much is going to get in that envelope every single month. Now look, I do want to stress this. The first couple of months, it will be a bit to and fro. It might not quite work. Maybe it will for you. Maybe you've got it spot on. So what I would do is I'd create a beautiful looking envelope. You don't have to do this at all. In fact, my first month, I just literally scribbled them down on like a laminated piece of paper or something. But that is your envelope, and that's how much is going in that envelope. You might want to write it on the envelope, how much is going in there, or you might want to keep it on a piece of paper alongside it, which is what I do. But when you get paid, I want you to put that amount in there, and then that will hold you accountable. Halfway through the month, you go, oh, I really want to spend some more on food shopping, and you go, oh, I really shouldn't. So it's really a good way of visualizing how much money you have and being able to see it. So here is a physical example of what it might look like going into your envelopes. Now you might not ever keep track of it like this, I don't, but this is just a way so you understand how the process goes. So in January you put £15 in, and in February you go, that wasn't enough, so you put 45 in. And then in March you go, oops, I shouldn't have put 45 in, I was left with less in that month, I'll put 10 in this month, it's fine. As long as money's going in, it's fine. And then in April you put £35 in. And then May is your MOT month, so you take 40 out. Well, lucky for you, you've got 105 in that envelope, and then you're left with 65. So even if something went wrong, you still have £65 to go in there. So then in June, you just continue and add 25. Now this is an example of a flexible outgoing. In fact, it's more of a sinking fund. But this is what your other envelopes will look like, maybe with consistent amounts. But either way, this is what your envelopes will be like, and it allows you to not stress about money. So my advice to you, if you're just starting out, have patience with yourself and the system. This won't work immediately. In fact, it might do, but don't stress if it doesn't. You've got to have patience with what works and what doesn't work. If you have a bad month, where did you overspend? It's okay. Move forward. I had one month where I literally overspent on everything. In fact, I did something silly, which was I cancelled out a couple of my sinking funds and put them back into my account. Well, then I went straight back into the mindset of just overspending, and I just kept clicking away on my card and not thinking about it. But you know what I did? I just moved on. That's all you can do. You can't keep dwelling about it. Only budget with money you have, and this is why it's so important to put the amount you get in your bank account at the top of the page and work from there. Don't work from the money you need, work from the money you have. Always remember to have a back to account envelope. Now this is a little gem. Now when I did at the beginning accidentally spend money on my card, I would put the cash from the envelope that I spent it on my card into the into account envelope. So that meant when I took the money out of my bank account, I could then take that envelope with me and put it back into my bank account, if that makes sense. So basically I was still using the cash. And some envelopes take longer than others to get right, and that's okay. For example, food shopping might take you a while to get right. But you might want to remember that you might want to save some money at the same time. So maybe it's time to think about what you're spending your money on. Are you overspending on food shopping for no reason? Are you spending £100 when you can be spending 80 and you're just buying branded products? Are you shopping at the cheapest places? It's time to think about those things. But don't stress about it. If you've got the money, don't worry. Then shop where you want to shop. If you can afford it, have some envelopes to treat yourself. I'll say this time and time again, it's important when budgeting to budget for yourself, because there's no point scrootling away all your money, I don't even know if that's a word, and then not enjoying it. Remember, you only get one life on this earth, so make sure you enjoy your money. Money is there to be enjoyed when dealt with correctly. So make sure that you budget for yourself so you can still enjoy your money. And maybe for a couple of months, you don't have that envelope because you've really got to seriously get back on track. But after that, try to be a bit more lenient on yourself. Maybe put £10 every month to go and spend on whatever you want. It can be 20, it can be 30 if you can afford it, but maybe you just start with 10. So I really, really hope this video helped you guys to kind of get started with cash stuffing. This would have really helped me when I started, but at the same time, I just needed to go for it and not overthink it. If you have any questions, or if you're unsure about how much money to put away, check out my other videos. I literally show you every single month how much I put away in all of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!